Good morning, everyone. So I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys a little bit about a conversation that I was having over my direct messages. And I do have permission from this amazing person to have this kind of discussion with you guys and kind of let you know about what happened. But I get this question a lot, and I'm assuming, and I know assumptions aren't always the greatest things, but I'm assuming that a lot of you guys may actually think this. So I want to go ahead and address it. So when you are working with lips, whether they are lip blush or melanin-rich lips or hyperpigmented lips or hypopigmented lips, you are incorporating the undertone of the lip into your color choice. Okay, so for example, if someone has very saturated red lips, that color will be mixed with your pigment choice. If you are dealing with someone with what we call purple undertones, even though it's not really purple, right? It's just some kind of variation of the mixture between the pheomelanin and the eumelanin in the body that make us perceive that we are seeing things like purple and blue. And really the difference between purple and blue are saturation and value levels of those eumelanin features. You are still mixing that undertone with your color choice. For example, if you have purple and you mix it with red, you are going to get like a maroon, a burgundy. If you have blue and you mix it with red, you get purple. Okay, so color theory is one of the most important things that you as an artist can know and understand when working with lip blush. Now, this also goes for eyebrows. This also goes for eyeliner, scalp, whatever kind of pigmentation you are doing. When you are implanting color into the skin, you are mixing those colors. I happen to teach my brow color theory this way as well as my eyeliner color theory, but this is even more important when it comes to lips because our clients have this desired goal in mind, whatever that may be. You know, if they want maybe a more peachy pink nude, or they want a pink nude, or they're looking for a brownie nude, whatever that may be, they need to understand, and you need to understand, that it is a mixture between what is in the lip already and what you are going to put in the lip that is going to create that, whether or not you need to neutralize. And I've seen some amazing posts from other artists lately. Like, people are really starting to understand that there is no such thing as one single orange or one single yellow that is going to work for your neutralization, right? It is the goal, and it is mixing it appropriately within the lip. Okay, so that takes us also to the lip itself, right? So the lip is not the same skin as here. Okay, this is keratinized tissue, this is non-keratinized tissue. Okay, the lip itself does not actually contain an epidermal and a dermal layer medically. Okay, it has what resembles an epidermal layer and a dermal layer. The epidermal layer contains the surface layer. Okay, that's the very, very top layer. Think about like when you get like chapped lips and you want to like pluck it off, but it's really painful. It's different than what's on the skin. And don't worry, I'll get to the pigment on my hand in a second. I just took a shower and put lotion on, so my skin may not do it. But you get that white, oh, there it is. You get that kind of white, scratchy line, right? That's the dead layer. That's the stratum corneum. That exists on the skin surface, but not on the membrane surface, okay? It's not a dead layer. That's why it hurts on the lip, okay? That's number one. So there's the superficial layer, the intermediate layer, and the basement membrane. Both the skin and the lip membrane have that in common, but underneath the basement membrane and what would be considered the dermal layer, where we tattoo in that upper papillary layer in the skin, is called the lamina propria in the lips, okay? It is a collection of cells that is very spongy and liquidy. Okay, that's why we can take advantage of things like migration in the lip, okay? So you don't have hair follicles, you don't have the ability to produce your own moisture in your lips, lots of things like that. So it is very different tissue, okay? It reacts to color differently. More so in the most important thing being that how it mixes with color, because the color will truly mix. The migration is something we really take advantage of. Have you ever seen anyone heal with pixels in their lips? No, because it's different tissue. It's non-keratinized. So with that being said, when you take advantage of the migration, The migration in this case, right, it's not going to come outside the lip, but it will mix even more with the color that you are implanting. So this student and I were having a conversation, and she basically said, okay, so I saw your lip post the other day. My client was the same, and I mixed a color that looked like your immediately after. And I was like, wait a second, hold on, pump the brakes. So you created a color based on what you saw in the photo from the immediately after. And she said, yes. And I said, okay, so let's think about that. If you look at the lip, now whether or not this is lip blush or this is dark lips or this is melanin rich or hyperpigmented, whatever you want to call it, please don't do that. Let me tell you why. Because the color that was used was implanted appropriately in the lamina. So it's in the correct area. It's not on the surface of the lip. It's in the lip, and it is mixing with the color that is being seen. So the color is different than what was implanted. Let me say that again. The color that you see is not the color that was implanted. So I'm going to give you an example of that. Here is, I'm going to make Amelia put this in. Here is the lip before, and here is the lip immediately after. Okay, and these are the colors that this is the color that I used, and this is what it appears to look like. Now, if I had tattooed her with this, I can tell you that this color happens to be a cool pink and contains a blue in it. This would be an absolutely incorrect choice for a neutralization, okay? Now, I know that this looks like the color in this photo, but it's not. It's actually this color, okay? This is a red-based orange that has yellow and white in it, okay? So even though the client has a purpley undertone, she's very desaturated in areas and has pockets of really cool tones. So I needed to be able to use a color that had everything in it. It's much more like a peachy color, but it appears in the lip as a very light pink, okay? So that is because it is mixing with the undertone. Now this happens across the board with lip blush. So you really need to understand your color theory in order to get the desired healed result for our clients, right? We tattoo for the healed result. We don't tattoo for the immediate result. So I hope that kind of helps you guys. It gives you a little bit of clarity this morning on how important color theory is when it comes to working with lips, with any permanent makeup. I can't stress that enough, but with lips especially. And if you're going to be working with neutralization at any point in your career, or you're trying to work with it now, please understand that what you see in people's immediately after photos is most likely not what they are using if they are tattooing correctly. If you see colors that are very, very bright orange and super on the surface, those weren't implanted correctly, which is why you're not seeing the mix. And the healed results are probably going to come back very choppy, very uneven. You're going to have trouble with saturation, things like that. So again, the color that you see in the after photo is not the color that was implanted, okay? And that is really critical to understand. Knowing your color theory here and how color works is the most important thing that you can do as an artist. So I hope that helps you guys. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask, and I'll see you guys soon.